everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm still dealing with a little bit of construction noise, but most people said they couldn't hear it in the last video, so I guess I was able to edit out the worst of it. And I am just so excited to film this today that I could not wait any longer, because what I have for you today is a watercolor video again, and it's another little haul, I suppose, because last weekend I took myself on a mental health trip to an art store, my favourite one, which is located closer to my partner's house than mine. And I was amazed to find, and I'll maybe put a picture somewhere on the screen, but you see these stickers on these Schmincke Horadam tubes. These were 30% off in just like a bargain bucket where you could dig through and find the colours that you wanted, and oh my goodness, I must have spent 20 minutes trying to choose my colours. I never felt so lucky. So yeah, these are the Schmincke Horadam watercolours. They're artist grade line. And I am so excited. I picked out these 7 colours for a little limited palette, and I was going to swatch these, and then I remembered that my friends for my birthday gave me a €30 voucher for our local art store. And so I went there today, the day I'm filming this video, and I bought myself a new brush. This is a Da Vinci Cosmotop Spin, size 6, which I'm excited to try out. I've had my eye on these for a while, but you know, sometimes you don't buy things because you don't need them. And I had assessed my collection of watercolor paints and decided that maybe I could spend that money trying out a few tiny baby tubes of some other colors that I might want to add, and then I can always buy the bigger tube if I really like it. So what I'm going to do today, my plan is anyway, to swatch out all of these paints, including these 3. Maybe decide if I think that these are worth keeping, maybe do a little bit of mixing, maybe do a small painting. So I'm just so excited. So I'll grab a palette to mix on, and let's get into it. Okay, so I can't find my usual ceramic tray thingy that I usually use as a palette, so I'm improvising. I took this tray out of a watercolor box. You know, you can just push the, yeah, I never use these extra fold out trays, so I will use this one today, but I reckon it'll probably fit relatively well. I've got another sketchbook tucked under this one because otherwise this page falls down. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I chose these colours quite specifically because they're the ones which I'm sort of most excited about right now. I've also got some water right here. Can see everything? Yeah, if I put it like that. Awesome. Okay, well, let's start with these ones because I bought these all at once. I haven't even opened these yet, so I don't know how they're going to go. Sometimes these really explode. Okay. So this is titanium yellow. So this is PY53, nickel titanate yellow, and it's usually quite an opaque pigment. Just put a little bit on there. But I really love this sort of soft, pale lemon yellow more than other kinds of yellows. And so I wanted to experiment with it more. So I thought if I've got a big tube of it, whoa. Oh, new paints. New paint feeling, guys. This is amazing. Wow. Nice oil pastels are next up on my list of things to buy, by the way. So we'll just test it out. And you can definitely see it's quite creamy, quite opaque. I'm interested to see how it mixes, like to make oranges and greens. And we can lift a little bit from the bottom. Today I'm swatching on Cardi paper. This is a little Cardi sketchbook I have lying around. So I thought I would use this for a change. And the next colour I have is transparent yellow. They call it transparent yellow, but it's PY150 nickel as a yellow. I'm also excited. Oh my goodness. Okay, that one was a little more enthusiastic. Let's get the lid back on. Ooh, stressful. So yeah, like a normal nickel laser yellow, this looks a little sort of earthy, but then when you add water and it washes out into this glorious transparent yellow. They got the name right there. So I did buy the Schmincke Horadam dot card a while ago. So I have a vague recollection of what these paints are like. I know they're super high quality. And honestly, because I'm in Germany right now, I mean, I bought these in the Netherlands, but that's besides the point. The Schmincke Horadam watercolors are one of the more affordable artist grade watercolors to me compared to like Daniel Smith and other brands. But this is like truly an amazing glowing yellow, exactly what I was hoping for. And up next we have quinacridone gold. I actually have a little half pan of Schmincke's quinacridone gold. Wow, I'm already in love. But because it's in a half pan, it just gets kind of lost, you know. I don't tend to use, I need to put them in one big palette. That's what I need. But this is a lot. So this is the PY150, the nickel laser yellow, and then PR101, which is quite I think Schmincke might be the only brand that uses that formula for their quinacridone gold hue, but I think it's a beautiful, they obviously use a transparent red iron oxide PR101, but it's amazing. That is, I think this probably mixes stunning greens with blues. So this is the collection of sort of yellows and oranges. They did have like a transparent orange, like the PO71. Can't remember what kind of orange that is now. It's a transparent pyrrole orange. And I almost got it, but then I thought that maybe I can mix some nicer oranges using this. And then, yeah, I have another warm red option for later. But for a cool red, I got this Bordeaux red, or just Bordeaux. I was translating the German. PR187. This tube is a little bashed up, but that's okay. We still love her. I've had my eye on this pigment for a long time. It's called Azo Red in Roman Schmalz line, my current favourite. I have a feeling this is going to go everywhere. Nope, we're good. Yeah, and I've had my eye on that one for a long time. So I thought maybe, since I saw it on such a great price, 30% off. Wow. For the big tubes, these are usually like 15 euros each or something. Between 11 and 20 euros each, and they were like, oh my god, they were like 8 to 10 euros. Incredible price. Can't believe my luck. Really made my day when I found that. This is a stunning red. Oh, no regrets. Sometimes you just see a color and you know that it's the one, you know. Wow. No words. This Cardi paper, sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of how paint sits on it, but it certainly does the job for showing the colours. Wow. Oh, I've accidentally put a bit too much water on there and did not have the foresight to bring some kitchen paper over, so we're just going to live with it for now. But this is an amazing sort of deep cherry red. No regrets. Absolutely love it. Up next, we have this cobalt violet hue, which doesn't have a pigment information. Just says it contains isothiazolanones. Yeah. Dispose of. Empty only. Wow. Okay. Guess you're stuck with that one then. But yeah, no pigment information. I think I saw something about this once, but I can't remember the information, but I do remember that I love the colour. It's a very blue purple, very cool purple. Hang on though, let's just double check it's not going to. Okay, so far I've had quite good luck. I think this might have a bit of a binder. Oh yeah. Hang on a second, I'm gonna stab that one with a toothpick. Essential watercolor equipment. Let's give it a bit of a mix up. It's also a granulating colour, I think. I chose mostly transparent colours just because they're a bit more versatile, maybe. But, yeah. Oops. Okay, that will do. I have to give it a more thorough mix. If I put it in a palette or in a pan or something. Let's just take this colour off of my stirry stick. Oh yeah, that's the colour I remember. It's like a really blue, super blue violet. Not crazy pigmented either, which is nice. Like, as opposed to, like, they also had dioxazine violet in the box, but I was more interested in this. I guess maybe this will be, the quality of the swatch might be a little bit changed by the fact that there was the binder separation, but the paint is fine. Just need to give it a good mix. But this is like a really interesting periwinkle purple, periwinkle blue. One of my favorite colours. So I'm very excited to have a whole tube of this. This is a Series 3 paint that I got for 30% off. I know I've said it so many times, so I'm just so excited. And then for my blue, I chose Delft Blue. They didn't have an ultramarine. They had ultramarine blue, which I think is a mix of like the PB29 and the PB15, but I just wanted a PB29, you know. But this is an Indanthrone Blue, PB60, and Schmincke have two versions of their PB60. They have Delft Blue and they have Deep Blue, and when I tried them both, the Delft Blue, oh no, oh god, I've made a right mess of that. Okay, another problem for later. But the Delft Blue won out, and actually I remember when I was swatching my Roman Schmuel Indanthrone Blue, somebody said to me, you should get the Schmincke Delft Blue, and I said yes. I tried it on a dog card and it was amazing, and now I own it. It's a lovely, rich, deep, warm blue. Oh my goodness, it's like a whoa. Do you see what that just did to my water? Just as well I'm swatching a dark colour next. And it is really, it's just so deep and velvety in the mass tone, and then it really like washes out to a nice pale baby blue. Not really a sky blue though. It's a little bit too warm for a sky blue. I also considered getting a cobalt blue when I was thinking about which colours I would add to this. I thought maybe I'd save some money and just see if I actually wanted it first. And then finally, the final paint that I bought in that art shop was Perylene Green, favourite of mine, PPK 31. A lot of people love this for shadows, and I think it brightens up wonderfully in mixes. Oh. Jesus. A little explosive, huh? That's fine. I can use these paints I've squeezed out for if I do a bit of painting with these. So let's see. I remember Schmincke's Perylene Green being really lovely. I feel so lucky to have found these on such a good deal. I immediately told my friend who lives in the vicinity that she should go. Oh yeah, that's the classic bluish toned Perylene Green that we all know. Very smooth colour. Goes from this deep forest green to sort of I guess like a sage green, if you really wash it out. Let's just try and lift it a little bit so you see a bit more of the range. We'll have to see how they look when they're dry as well. Of course, I think that Indanthrone Blue specifically can undergo quite a big drying shift. And then finally, we have these three paints, which I picked up today. So I had second thoughts about the fact that I didn't pick up another warm red or an orange. And so I got this Saturn Red, which is PO64. Might be Pyrrole Orange, but just not the transparent version. I'll beauty blogger it for you. So I got a little tube of this. It's also series 1, which I think is quite appealing. I got Perylene Violet because I absolutely love this colour. This is my favourite violet, really, PV29. And because this lacks a cool blue, I know... Cool blue? Yes, cool blue. I'm not usually the biggest fan of a cool blue, but I do like a Phthalo Turquoise PB16. So this is the Schmincke Horadam Helio Turquoise, which I thought might make quite a good addition to this. So maybe I'll swatch these on the next page. Should I change my water? Probably. Will I change my water? No. Anyone else lazy like that? Okay, so let's just see. Is this also a little bit binder? This might also have a bit more binder separation. I'll just grab another toothpick and mix that up. Okay. I know these are artist grade paints and a little goes a long way, which is true, but I still always feel a little bit precious about having a small amount. Like if I just buy a half pan or a small tube, I always feel like I need to worry about running out. Okay, just squeeze a little bit. This is an incredibly vibrant orange, by the way, like incredibly vibrant. I wonder if it will dry as vibrant as it is on this palette. It's probably not quite in focus right now because I think the camera is focusing on the page, which is nice, honestly. This is, yeah, this is like if you asked a kid what the colour orange is, and they would tell you this colour. Maybe a little dirty from my disgusting water. That is, wow. We'll see how it dries. Let's see how it dries. Maybe it's a little much. But I'm sure it would mix wonderful greys. I think that would mix really interesting greys. And then next up I'll do the Perylene Violet. Okay, looks fine. These don't seem quite as explosive, which is nice. Perylene Violet really is like the ultimate purple colour to me. Oh, it's like an... Oh, and the Schmincke one is so nice. Oh, man. I do like the... I like the other Perylene Violets I've tried, but the Schmincke one really takes the award for being just so rich and vibrant. Maybe it will dry a little bit duller. But this is a really lovely aubergine purple. I know the person who runs the YouTube channel Paint in Hiding is always looking for the perfect aubergine colour. And I think this is my perfect aubergine colour. Maybe I'll leave a link to her channel in the description in case anybody wants to check it out. She does a lot of very interesting videos about watercolour and coloured pencils recently, and coloured pencils. But this is amazing. Yeah. And then finally for that cool blue that I predict somebody would have pointed out if I hadn't mentioned it, that I didn't have a cool blue. I always have to check. Warm, cool blue. The struggles. This is closer to green. It's a cool blue. Yes. It's silly, really. All blues are cool colours, really, aren't they? But this is like a stunning bright turquoise. I figured this would mix really amazing greens. I've got like a little bit of hair or something, like a fibre stuck on the end of this brush. By the way, this brush, haven't mentioned it, but it's doing the job. Jules reviews. Yep, that's a paintbrush. No, just kidding. But it's very pleasant to use. It's nice. It's not like too pointy. Sometimes I find that the brushes I have right now, they almost come to too much of a point, and then when you want to like paint a round edge, they kind of want to create angles, which you don't always want. And this, I'm in no regrets about this one, that's for sure. I think this will mix really interesting colours. Maybe we can do a little bit of mixing right now since we're in the zone. What should we mix? Let's see what green we get if we mix the quinacridone gold. So this one, just a little bit, with the indentrone blue. Sorry, the Delft blue. It's actually quite funny because I was in fact on a trip to Delft when I bought these. And that blue is in a lot of places in Delft, it has to be said. They really milk that one. And it is a beautiful blue. It is. Anyway, this is also a lovely green. This is almost like the Perylene green, huh? Maybe I didn't need to get the Perylene green. No. Don't think like that. You need all the colours. And then if we wash it out a little bit more with some of the yellow, they flow so well on the paper. Really nice. Yeah. Love that. Very range of very natural greens there. And then second, let's mix the turquoise with the red. I've really not used this sort of red pigment before. Obviously I've used reds, but not this one, so I don't really know how it acts in mixes, how strong it is. Okay. That's nice. That's a nice purple. Nice and muted, because when you mix purples with more turquoisey blues, you often get a more muted purple. And maybe I'll mix a little bit more red into this end and see what kind of warmer purples we can get. Violet, purple? I'm not sure what the usage of those two words is. I sort of use them interchangeably. Probably really annoys people who know better. And then finally, I have room just off screen for another mix. I'll try the turquoise with the nickel yellow, this one, because I'm intrigued. I think it'll probably make a really bright green, but one that's like a little bit more opaque, probably. Pastel. I want to make a video mixing colours with this nickel titanate yellow. And also a mixing pastel colours video. I think that would be really fun. Wow. You can't see what colour I've just mixed, but it is like a pastel lime. It's incredible. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is a very interesting colour. Use that in like an illustration or something. It's somehow vibrant and also pastel. But I think that maybe the oranges that you could mix with this yellow would also be very interesting. Let's mix a little bit more blue, get a gradient going. PB16 is definitely my favourite of the phthalo pigments. This satin red, I think I'm going to have to come back to it. I don't know if I like it. I want to like it, but especially when you wash it out, it's just a little bit neon peach. Interesting. Maybe we can test. I know I said I would do one more, but maybe we can use this corner and just quickly test mixing this nickel yellow with the red as well. Titanate yellow. Titanium yellow. The naming conventions, eh? Mix it with the red. Okay, yeah, that's definitely like a... Use that as the basis for a skin colour with like a little bit of blue. Yeah, wow. Okay, you have my attention. Titanium yellow. This would be a beautiful floral colour as well. How long have I been filming? Oh yeah, we have time. Anyway, I'll give you a close-up really quick. I mean, these are still wet, but you get the idea. I think this is a really lovely limited palette. I love these gradients that I've got here. Absolutely love it. Wow. Especially this cobalt violet hue. Super interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna let these dry. Maybe I'll paint like a little botanical design freehand and see where it takes me. But thank you for coming along for another swatching video. So stick around for that, and I'll see you at the end. So hello everyone, VoiceOver Jules here. Bet you weren't expecting that one. This is the first time I've ever really done a long time voiceover. So yeah, I sped up this video of me painting to, I think it's 5 times speed. Whenever I do this, I always feel like I should learn to paint in 5 times speed because I would get so much done. But yeah, for this painting, I was really just winging it. I was just following shapes that I liked and colours that I liked and just putting it all together and relaxing. I put like a YouTube video on in the background and I was just in my own little painting zone. Sorry if I sound a little bit under the weather, by the way. The weather here today is absolutely gross and it's daylight savings and I am feeling it. But yeah, what I did love, first of all, the experience of using these paints is absolutely wonderful. Like, they mix so well, they lay down on the paper so well, so smoothly, and they flow into each other really effortlessly. So yeah, I can 100% recommend these paints. I mean, obviously that's not exactly a new opinion. I think a lot of people think that these paints are some of the best around, but especially if you're in Europe, these are really, really good, reasonably priced, probably artist grade paints. Yeah, so I did have a little bit of a problem with this paper. There's like a Canson watercolor postcard, I think, and on that leaf in the top left, I think there was a bit of oil or something on the paper because the paint was resisting it, so you might see me go back to it a few times. But yeah, so for all of these stems and leaves, I used a mixture of just 2 colours. I just mixed the Perylene Green and the Nickel Azo Yellow, the transparent yellow, and that's one of my favourite mixes for greens. It really makes this lovely springy natural green, which I just think looks so wonderful in just about any design. And yeah, and I was playing around with using this brush to create shapes, and then in the end I just added a few little flowers. But yeah, the Perylene Green and the Nickel Azo Yellow mixture, I can 100% recommend. These paints I can 100% recommend. I do think that out of all of the paints that I swatched at the beginning, Satin Red might be the one that I would replace with a different colour. I'll have to go back to my dot card and see. When I was doing these little yellow flowers at the end, I was just laying down the Nickel Titanate Yellow and then dropping in some of the Quinacridone Gold to make like a little blendy centre for the flowers. Technical term, I know. And then I was using the Perylene Violet to create this sort of, I guess, like a fritillary shape flower sort of hanging downwards. And then I went over that at the end with the Cobalt Violet to add another layer to the flowers, and I think it worked out really well. I mean, it's not the most final polished painting in the whole world, but I really like what I made here. I'd like to try and turn it into something, maybe something a little bit further down the line. Yeah, there I am fixing up the leaf again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little speed paint. Let me know if you'd like to see more like this. Okay, so this is mostly dry now. It's a little bit wet on the purple, but I was feeling in a spring mood today, and I actually really like this. Wouldn't this be fun to turn into like a repeating pattern, or like to use on a greetings card or something? I really like this titanium yellow with the quinacridone gold sort of blooming for the centers of these little, I don't know, celandines or something. This brush isn't bad for leaves and petals. Quite enjoyed using that. Did have a bit of the binder separation did prove a little challenging with the cobalt violet, but that won't be an issue when I'm using it in the grand scheme of things. And then looking back at these dried swatches, this Delft blue, wow. I would swim in that, you know? And these gradients dried, super vibrant, honestly. These are such high quality paints, really a joy to use. Yeah, this cobalt violet is the only one which has any granulation or texture in it really at all, which I quite like because I think that it's more versatile this way. But yes, thank you very much for joining me for this video. It was so relaxing to sit down, swatch out some paints, have a chat about what I think about them, and then make this. I wouldn't have made this otherwise. Thank you, YouTube. Had a bit of an issue with the sizing on this little postcard here. These are just cheap watercolor postcards, but they do the job for just a quick sketch. Next week, not only when I was in this art supply shopping mood, not only did I buy these watercolors, but also I bought myself a set of pencils that I have been coveting for quite some time, colored pencils. That will be my next video, so join me next week for that. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Do leave a like and a comment if you've tried these watercolors and have any opinions on the colors that I chose. Let me know if you're excited to see my new colored pencils next week. And subscribe if you're not already. See you in the next one.